We all had an early vision of what our lives would look like, and then life actually happened. From marriage to motherhood, career dreams, and everything in between, this is Life Actually with Mary Bell. Welcome back to Life Actually with Mary Bell and Sean Degnan. This is part 2, and to be as transparent as possible, which I say all the time, I have my crutch phrases, and that's one of them. But to be as transparent as possible, we just talked about a lot of stuff, and I didn't even ask you other questions that I had on there. I was going to ask you more about like your fitness and how you got into the cleaning business, and all of which are very important to me. But the most important to me is talking really, and the title of this episode is Strength of Mind, Body, and Heart. So it's pretty evident that you've always been an athlete, that you're in good shape, like you're basically drive to just want to win. And like, that's very evident for anybody who listened to part 1. A big thing that I sort of always ask is, you know, that main, I guess, time in your life where things just took a turn. Mm-hmm. And again, before I knew you personally, and when I just followed you probably around like the No Snooze when I was on Dave's, I know that your dad passing is a big turning point in your life. So it's just hard to talk about, right? I'm sure. And for anybody listening, I don't really know actually the time frame of it, like how long ago it was. Mm-hmm. Was it out of the blue or anything? And the reason that I just would love for you to shed light on it is because I just think it's unfortunate circumstances like that, which also have the ability to propel us to whatever we're meant to be next in a positive way, turn a negative into a positive. So tell everybody a little bit about that stage of your life.
Yeah, so it's funny, like it's definitely difficult to talk about it, but I'm the most vocal, I think, out of anyone in my family, just because of like the stuff I do, podcasts, I do all this stuff, and I talk about it often, and I like talking about it because it's kind of like just brings his name, keeps it alive, you know. Mm-hmm. This happened. It was the end of 2023.
Okay.
So I was just closing in on 1 year finishing the restaurant. I'm on year 3 now in the restaurant, just for context. And Dave and I got together. We met in July of 2023. Re-met, I guess, because he went to college with my sister. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
So that was like a funny, weird reconnection thing. I met Dave at Tony Peck networking event. So shouts to Tony.
I love Tony so
people.
much. I talk about him all the time for this exact reason, because everybody knows Tony Peck.
Yeah, so we met there and we were just kind of like hit it off. And he was like, "Look, I'd love to have you on my show, whatever." So I ended up being the first guest on No Snooze after him and Mike split
Mike
up.
Left, okay.
So I met Claudio and. The episode was just a little different. I talked a lot about stuff that you're hearing today, and on the part 1 episode here too, just like my anxiety, my grief process, my anxiety, all this different stuff that people weren't really just like aware of. Mm-hmm. And from there, Dave and I kind of like connected a bit more. I was like, "Yo, let's work out, whatever." I had been to a 3-day retreat in upstate New York. This was like April of 2023, right before I started the restaurant, before we went live. And I kind of just reset my mind, like, all right, you're about to go to war, dude, like type of thing. And I told Dave, I was like, yeah, I went to this thing. It was great. I was like, but I think we can do it better. So he's like, yeah, like, what do you mean? Like, you want to go to one? And I'm like, no, like, I want to create one with you. And he's like, really? So him and I got our brains together. We started connecting, planning, like this whole thing. We found Steph Madonia, and Steph found us. She reached out to us on Instagram. She had a house in New Paltz.
Okay.
And she was like, "Look, like, I think I don't know you guys, but like, I just see your stuff online. It seems like this might be a great fit for what you're looking for, whatever." So it's October 26th. Is that Dave's birthday?
Yeah.
So we go up to New Paltz on Dave's birthday, and we see the house. Claudio's there. He's filming us. We're doing this whole thing. It was sick. And we're like, all right, we're going to plan this company. We're going to do this retreat style, like, event company. We didn't have the men's dinners. We didn't have the outdoor workout things planned. It was literally just a 3-day retreat summit that we were planning, which grew into ACE. 5 days later, I'm going to LA with my buddy Matt Ramos, and we're going to see Ed Milet for this big business personal development conference.
Okay.
I'm in JFK. Him and I are having a beer, chilling, about to get going, and I get a phone call, and it's from my sister. And she's like, don't get on the plane. And I'm like, what? She's like, Dad's not doing good. Don't get on the plane. Earlier that day, it was like 2 p.m. My dad went to the hospital. My sister Kelly took him. He just had like some stomach pains. Nothing serious at the time, that we thought at least. And I, texted him and whatever, talked like, yo, you all good? He's all good. Texted, he's back and forth, like no problems. Getting updates from my sister like throughout the day and like, all right, like this is cool. Like it's just probably a stomach bug type of thing, whatever. He just got back from Kentucky on a work trip. He was there for like 4 or 5 days, had the time of his life for this like sales conference, this whole thing. And it just, I don't know, it kind of all spiraled down really fast from that moment. My brother's birthday was the Saturday night before this, which was like 3 days prior. We were celebrating my brother's birthday that night. He was singing happy birthday, doing the cake thing, and like at my mom's house, like it was awesome. And she's like, don't get on the plane, whatever. 10 minutes go by, I'm debating with Matt, like, do I get on this plane or not? Like, I spent a shit ton of money on this thing. We got the rental car, we got the hotels, like everything. And I don't know what to do. Because, like, you're not thinking your dad's going to pass away.
Right.
He was otherwise healthy. And this was just like a random thing that just happened. She calls me back like 10 minutes later, and she can barely speak. And she's like, do not get on the plane. Like, it got, I don't know, the doctor came back, it got worse and whatever. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, dude, I can't go. I'm like, I have to go. So I literally, my bag shipped out to Cali, and I got an Uber to Phelps Memorial Hospital. Matt was going to keep going to the conference, so I thought. Hour later, I'm at the hospital. He walks in. I'm like, geez, man. Like, it was, brings a lot of joy to me, like, just even saying that. Such a real dude. And, my dad was in the hospital for 26 hours and was fighting for his life, and he passed away the next day.
Jeez. From what, though?
He ended up dying from sepsis. And he had a really bad infection that somehow got into his bloodstream and just took him down really, really fast. That stomach pain that he had mentioned like 2 days prior, it was like uncomfortable, but it wasn't like really bad. That morning, it was like a level 10 pain, I guess, which I didn't know this. He kind of waited a little too long, to go to the hospital. And stubborn Irish guy, just like never tight-lipped, like never really talk about himself. Like, my mom's the opposite. My mom will tell you everything about herself, and so will I.
Will I.
My father, just very quiet, humble man, like never, spoke about any of that stuff. And he never wanted any attention on himself, ever. Even when he was in excruciating pain, like he was still debating if he should go to the hospital. And so, he went, and, just crazy. Day before, life normal, and on Life Actually here, like, sometimes things take a turn.
Well, that's exactly the point of Life Actually. We all think we know or envision what it's going to be, and then it actually happens. So, like, like, my brain is on a bunch of different things right now. Like, good for your sister to have been as honest with you as possible, because that would not have been your fault if you went, but you would have never like forgiven yourself probably if you were there.
Never.
And that would have absolutely been just brutal in a different way. And it's interesting too, in the moment, like, you're human, so you're like, shit, I was really looking forward to going, and all right, well, let's just go make sure Dad's okay. And then you get there, and then Matt walking in, like, that's a friend, he'll be your friend for life. Like, that's just, like you said, a good, real dude. But this happens after you're setting up ACE for other things that had happened in your life. Yeah. And now probably when the actual ACE event happened, which was then how many months later?
February. So it was, 3 months later.
Right. So you're rolling up there, and you're probably poised to talk about similar stuff to what you were just talking about, anxiety, depression, that stuff. And now your dad is probably at the forefront of everything. Yeah. It was some heavy shit. I had a notebook that I was bringing to the conference with me in my bag, that like my carry-on. It wasn't in my luggage. And so I had my notebook for the conference with me, brand new notebook. And I brought that to the hospital with me. And
there wasn't really much we could do except kind of wait and see what happened. So like from, I don't know, like 9 p.m. I think I got there that night at the hospital until about 7 a.m. You kind of just waited. And so, you know, I had my journal. And so I started journaling. I was in the hallway stairs of the hospital. You know, we're in the ICU, like I'm in the nurse's lounge, like, and I journaled, I think 3 or 4 times that night, like separate journal entries of just like how I was feeling and what was going on and what I was going to do with my dad when he got out of this. And, yeah, so I opened up the VBD sessions of our summit with my first journal entry of the hospital.
What does that stand for again?
Vulnerability Breakthrough Development. So it's kind of like our fireside chats that Dave and I do, and it's really like what Dave and I try to do with this is we try to share something really vulnerable with ourselves. So it could be something traumatic like, you know, your father dying and those internal thoughts that I journaled down. Or it could just be something that, like, you're really not proud of that you did in your past that, you know, it sets the foundation and the platform for others to feel safe to share.
Oh, yeah, because if you're not saying what's on your heart and your mind, then they're going to not want to do the same.
Yeah, yeah. So I opened up the VBDs with that, and it was tough.
It's very interesting, too, because in part one, when you were saying that you went to a traditional therapist and, like, yeah, this is not for me, but you have the therapy built in with ACE and, you know, like your network, like it's very clear that maybe it's not the traditional route, but like you have a lot of stuff built in there, like, you know, and I think that's fantastic because like I introed to, I'm a big, huge fan of the strong, vulnerable type of man because Jay and I went through a lot of marital therapy and he's a typical Italian man, right? Probably very similar in many ways. We're like, nah, I'm not doing therapy, right? And not until basically the line was in the sand for like our marriage and like what was happening in our life next. And I was like, listen, we have to do this or else it's not going to work. Right. So we did it. And actually he was the one that eventually said, okay, yes, I'm ready now to do it because the line was in the sand. And it's amazing when you push all that stuff in the background and you just basically unload, like, how much better you feel in so many ways. Mm-hmm. And then the ability to just fix so many of those things that you just thought were roadblocks for forever. So you're probably still going through, and you will forever, dealing with your dad leaving so early. Mm-hmm. But you've had a big, huge support system to help you through it. And I think that probably makes a big, huge difference.
Totally. Yeah. It's, I mean, grief's a weird thing. I mean, it's definitely a journey, to say the least. Yeah. I mean, even last night, I'm laying in bed and just randomly just start thinking about, like, just stuff like when I'm a kid with him. And, you know, I have this weird, vivid memory of him being on the couch. He's wearing his white T-shirt, his navy blue Champion shorts that were, like, these just old school, his high white socks, like, no style. Sorry, Dad. And I was a little kid, and I'm just, like, he would sit there, he'd watch the Yankees, he'd have, like, a bowl of chips or something or whatever. And I bring myself back to this moment where I'm laying down and my head's on his lap and I'm just looking up at him, you know? And for me, it's difficult to go there, but I'm a very empathetic person and I feel everything and I'm able to put myself in past memories and situations. Like I'm there. Yeah. Like if I really dial in on something, like I'm there. And so I do it often. And for me, it's painful, but it's also beautiful.
Well, when you feel that much pain for losing somebody, that means that you love them so much when they were here and you were fortunate enough to have them. And a lot of people don't have that. So you have to celebrate that. And I've learned a lot of that, like, again, working with Dave and even seeing everything that you guys post for ACE, like every negative thought, like do a positive action. So it's very similar, right? And then I can't wait to talk about Jackie and like the whole relationship side of things. Because again, romance author, I love that about life. I love loving on people and having like good relationships, romantically, friendships, family. So where Jackie fits into the timeline of this, but also like you guys are getting married in November and I'm sure you want to start a family. I guarantee you're going to end up having this moment with your own kid on your lap and it's going to like the whole circle is going to connect.
Yeah.
You know, like and it'll be the same thing. It'll be like devastatingly beautiful, which is basically life. Right?
100%.
So Jackie, you guys have been together for how long? How did you meet?
Fire emoji on Instagram.
So from her to you or you to her?
No, me to her.
Very good. But you didn't know her before?
No. So I sponsored an event at Molino's. So her father owns Gigante's, obviously, restaurant in Eastchester. The catering hall, Molino's, next door to Gigante's.
Okay.
And then Molino's restaurant in White Plains.
Okay.
So I sponsored an event at Molino's, and as Gigante, this was in 2018. So my cleaning company, we were trying to get out there, and we started doing events and whatever. Sponsored an event there, and I was asked to go meet the lady from that was running the event at Gigante. She's like, "Oh, you want to go check this place out? Like they haven't opened yet. It's like a tapas like menu. Like let's just go talk and whatever." So I met her older stepbrother that day, Louis Jr. And from there, I kind of like started like seeing him around a little bit in 2018. I ended up realizing that we go to the same barber. So I would see him at the barber shop all the time.
Okay.
We just say what up and like nothing really, whatever. I followed him on Instagram, and then I saw him post a picture of his family. And I'm like, oh, who is that?
Oh, I love this stuff. I really do. It's just, I love it.
And so I very hesitantly followed her.
Okay.
I was not sure if I wanted to cross this path.
Because it was like involved with like work sort of,
Yeah, like,
Okay.
you know, and I ended up, just like, I think I literally, the first thing, I'm pretty sure it was a fire emoji. And she's like, who the hell is this playboy?
You know what's so funny is, so you're 33, right? So I'm 7, almost 8 years older. And when Facebook first came out is when I was in college. So for you, like, Facebook was when I was in class, like you could poke people back then, and it was like when we were going to, and you'd find somebody hot in your class, and you'd go find them on Facebook. That was my version of your fire emoji on Instagram. Like, so
I poked a lot of people too.
Oh, okay. No pun intended,
No
Sean.
pun, no
okay. But yeah, it's like, it's hilarious. Just one little fire emoji, and we like, they joke about it on all the viral shit, like the least amount of effort as possible, just fire emoji. But knowing how much like you love her now, and like, however, that was what year you said?
2000. Oh my God, 19. So
Okay.
I was in a relationship with a girl from Connecticut. It was short lived. It was like a year.
Okay.
And that ended, I think, in September or something. And I actually stopped drinking right after that ended, because I was like, I gotta like figure my shit out here. I was in a bad place for a little while, so I was like 2 months sober, and that was when that all kind of like happened with Jackie.
All right. So
I knew her older brother for like close to 2 years at that point. It was like, you know, the fall of 2019. And then I reached out to her or whatever. And then early 2020 was when we started to actually like talk back and forth a little bit. So we ended up having our first date. It was February of 2020.
Before COVID.
Right before COVID.
Okay.
And I think we went on like 2 or 3 dates before like the world shut down. And it was just weird times, you know? And she was kind of like in and out of a relationship still. I was like just dead set on her. I'm like, this is going to be my wife.
Oh, I love that.
She's like, oh, you didn't know that. I'm like, no, but I knew I wanted you. And if you listen to part 1, I get what I want. I was,
Dun, dun, dun.
the competition was there. Like I was in. And I mean, I chased her for like a year.
Okay.
I mean, she strung me along for a long time.
You know what's so funny though? The like psychology behind that is like, you just want what you can't have. And
Yeah,
like,
totally.
if she like folded in the beginning, like
Yeah.
it's just, okay, she's already there. Like, made you want her even more. And right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I'm gonna share this, and I don't know. Hopefully, she doesn't kill me for this. I'm not gonna get into too many details, but so she was, like I said, in and out of a relationship, you know, and it was a rough year. Like I wasn't like dating other people. Like I think I hooked up like 1 or 2 girls or something at a bar, like here and there, but like I was dead set on her, you know, like it was like, this is my girl. And my brother would joke with me, and I'm almost positive he's gonna have this in his best man speech at my wedding, that I was the Tuesday guy. Like, cause I wasn't big enough for a Friday or a Saturday. Like
a weekday.
I'd be like the Tuesday night guy that she would
Okay.
like, okay, occasionally be like, all right, fine, I'll go meet this guy. So after a year of this, I was just like, I'm done with this shit. Like I lived up the street here, literally like, you know, half a mile up the road. And I remember being like, I'm done, you know, like I can't do this anymore. And I was at the gym LA Fitness right here. And I remember texting her as I was in the gym, like in between sets, and I'm just like losing my shit, like no control of my emotions. I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I can't do this anymore. And she was just like, yeah, like, I mean, she was basically saying like she was done with me for months, you know?
Goodness.
So that all goes down. The same day, my ex-girlfriend texts me, the girl that I broke up with like the year before. And I had this weird just day, you know, it's a funky day.
It always happens on the same day.
Yeah, it was a weird day.
Yeah.
And this was about a week later, and my cousin Justin is like, yo, you want to go to dinner? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, let's go to 14 on Armonk. I was like, all right. I've never been there, ever. We pull up, and whose car do I see in the parking lot? The white Mercedes-Benz. Jackie's in the parking lot. And I didn't know 100% it was her, but I was like 99% sure it was her. And I'm in the parking lot, and my cousin's like, what's wrong? I'm like, bro, this is Jackie's car. He's like, the girl you're dating? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I can't go in. I was like, I'm not going in there. I cannot see this girl right now. Like, we just like kind of finally said we're done with things. I cannot see this chick right now. And my cousin loves the drama. He's like, oh, we're going, baby. We're going in. So he forces me to go in, and I was so just against it. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll go, but I'm eating outside. I'm not walking in the restaurant. So we literally walk into the front of Fortina, and the hostess stands like kind of towards the front. And I see her and her friends in the back right corner of the restaurant. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like ducking my face. Her one friend, Danielle, who's the best. She was her best friend. Like, she was pregnant at the time. She spotted me at the host stand, I guess. And she told Jackie, now, you know, we're talking about it afterwards. She told Jackie, she's like, I think that's that guy that's been like chasing you, like whatever. Like, oh, whatever. So me and Justin go outside, we're eating, and the two of them walk up to us at the table. And I'm like,
that takes a lot of girl balls to do that.
Well, it was her friend. Her friend was like very tough. Like, she's
Go Danielle.
Oh, Danielle is like she's a tough chick, you know. But she's a go-getter. So she came up to us, and this is again a week after. I was like, I'm done with this girl. Like, I've been doing this shit for a year. I was cold as can be, as cold as you can get. And, you know, she was like real upset about it.
Well, it's that
Jackie.
exact psychology thing. Like,
Yeah.
she's doing the, like, the being hard to get, which is pissing you off and making you want her even more. And then you essentially did that, not even on purpose. You were pissed off, right?
I was done.
Yeah.
I was so done. And I remember, like, the next day. So she texted me afterwards.
Okay.
And she was like, it was so nice to see you. Like, this, like, sweet message. Like, if you ever texted Jackie, like, she's like a romance like novelist, you know.
I think that's why I like her so much.
So
she's just very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So she sent me this like sweet ass message, and I was just like replied. I was just like, you too.
Not the 2-word response.
Yeah, that was it. And so the next morning, she hit me up again and was like, we need to meet today. And I was like, what? So she drives to Stanford. We went down to the beach down in Stanford. We were sitting in the car, and then like that was it. And we were back. And then from then on, we were together.
It's a romance book.
And it happened over a chicken parm.
Yeah. Oh my God. So this is why, wait till we get to my lightning round, which I friggin' love my lightning round. But I love all of this. And I get, if you could, obviously, if you're watching, I got a big ass smile on my face because I love everything having to do with relationships, how people meet each other. Like I said, the psychology between like the wanting what you can't have and not being too available, and like every wrong move that I ever made when I was like in college and dating and all that stuff. But I love it about the two of you and watching the two of you together. I would have never known that any of this ever happened because you just seem, obviously we've been together for a bunch of years now and you're getting married. So obviously it worked out, but like you just are attached to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the best. I mean, I'm just so I don't know how she puts up with me. Like, I am a whack job. Like, I have a lot going. I have 3 businesses. Like, I want to do these crazy fitness challenges. I did 4 different things this year. Like,
yeah, I wanted to ask you about the 50 miles thing.
Whatever. It's not a big deal. But like, it's just she puts up with a lot, and I'm not home all the time. Like, I'm working a ton, and I'm trying to build a future for us so we can really live, you know, like others don't live in the future, you know?
But that's why she puts up with it. She could see the vision.
Yeah, but she's just so supportive, and it's just like I wouldn't be able to do what I do without her. It's just she's amazing. She does everything at home. Like
She's just very easygoing too. Because even the other day at the ACE workout, I forget what we were talking about. I'm like, you just seem like you're just very like late. She's like laid back. Oh, the wedding planning.
Yeah.
I said, how's the wedding planning? She's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I said, are you going to Florida like before you're married? She's like, no, it's just gonna be fine. Like, she doesn't seem like a typical.
No.
Bridezilla, certainly not at all, but like even like not worried. And I feel like that speaks to like when you know that you are marrying the man that you want to marry and like you got no reservations about anything and like you're just like, I just feel like Jackie's happy to be there. Like, so you're saying like, I don't know how she deals with me, but like she loves you like through and through. So she's happy to be here. And like you glow when you talk about her. And like, this is the stuff that I absolutely love. And now knowing the both of you personally, like just so obvious and evident, like it's a beautiful relationship and stemming from, you know, you lost your dad, but like she was in your life during that too. Right. So how supportive was she during the hardest time of your life?
Tremendous. She had a special relationship with my dad and it was, it's crazy to think, just like, thank God that she came into my life when she did because she got to know my dad. You know, if we met in 2024, she would never have known him. And like, what a special relationship, you know, to have been missed. So my dad, his name was John Degnan, John Francis Degnan, but he went by Jack.
Okay.
And so I call Jackie Jack.
Yeah.
So she's going to be JD now, the same way my dad was. And it's just like they had a cool connection. They were very similar people. You know, they're very easygoing, just like super just friendly and, you know, just humble and genuine. And so it's cool. You know, it's like my mom always says it, like my dad would tell my mother, like, there's something different about this girl. You know, there's something different about her. Like she's different, Nori, and like
you
whatever.
picked the right one.
Yeah. So it's cool.
My heart soars with the love stories and the romance. I have here, when you met her, were you mentally ready to be the partner she deserves, given, you know, all the stuff that you went through? And I feel like probably not necessarily, because if you were creating ACE a couple of years later, but like what headspace were you in when you guys finally were dating?
So when I first met her, our first date was at Starbucks in Pleasantville, and I had like longer hair. I had like a slick back. Like I looked like a straight Gindaloon. And
I'm gonna need that picture.
Oh yeah. So I had like an Armani Exchange like thing going on and whatever, and I was like kind of like dressing the part that I thought she was looking for. Like her dad owns like all these Italian restaurants, and I thought I was meeting like this Guida girl, you know, like which is like always what I went for, and she was not that at all. She was like in this like cute little brown sweater, like it was like she ordered a hot chocolate. Like it was like, you know. So I think even that moment, like right there, like from day one, like I was humbled. I'm like, wait a second, like, you know, this is not what I thought it was. And in a good way. You know, like I kept dating the wrong people. I kept doing the same shit. So yeah, it was awesome. I mean, but what was the question again? I lost my train of thought there.
Were you ready to be the person for her, like when she was there? Yeah?
No, not at all. Like I was still drinking heavily. You know, we went through some fun times for sure, but I think I was very emotionally immature, and she probably still would say like I've got a lot of work to do.
But you were 26 at the time?
No, I was 28 maybe.
20.
Like that.
5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, 28.
That's still young in guide years.
Yeah. You know, and it's just so funny because, like, people, like, will go up to her sometimes now with the A stuff. Like, oh, my God, it must be, like, amazing that you have, like, a man that's emotionally available. And she's like, he's not always like that. You know? Like, I shut down all the time still.
Oh, that's the biggest thing, though, with all of this is you could be as positive as possible online and share your experiences so that people learn from them. There is no perfect person in the world.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's important for us, like me and Dave, to share that stuff too with the group, because it's like I think just because like we're the co-owners of ACE, like people, they put us on this pedestal of like, oh, they've got it all figured out. It's like, no, dude. Like I lose my temper still. I shut down sometimes when Jackie and I get into like an argument or
which
like
is gonna happen for the rest of your life.
It's gonna happen forever, you know. And it's a work in progress, you know. But I needed a lot of work when I first met her, when I first started dating her and everything.
Being a restaurant owner, which I wanted to talk more about that too, but there's like too much shit to talk to you about and not enough time to talk about it, so you might have to come back.
Part 3.
Yeah. You said you were a foodie and you love your food. Like, do you use cooking as a love language between the both of you? Because also you're both fit and she's counting macros and like you have your shit together. Like, how do you do that and then still have it be like fun and fit into that whole lifestyle?
So last night, today's Tuesday for context, whoever's listening. Last night, I cooked her like this nice steak dinner. I did a basil pesto mashed potato.
Oh, hell yeah.
With New York strip and ribeye, and it was like phenomenal.
Okay.
But so I finished the dinner, and like for me, it's like that's like I'm in my zone when I'm cooking. Like it's like meditation for me. Mm-hmm. I finished the dinner, I plated it all nice, perfectly, like same way I used to do, like in the beginning of when we were dating, you know. And I don't get to do it as much now because I'm at the restaurant a lot of the times, you know, on the weekday nights and whatever. But I did it last night. She's like, "Oh my God, like I haven't had like one of your meals. Like it's been a while, like whatever." And it was just like a special little moment, you know.
Probably when Jay cooks for me, it's and he cooks with love. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Like, and I say, "Why does your food taste better?" And he's like, "Because I cook with love," and he really does. Everything
I'd
is
steal that line.
But it's true. Like he does it perfectly and slowly and patiently. Everything is like craftfully, whatever the word is. Put together, like
carefully crafted.
Yes. Just like, and he does it because it means so much to him. And like, I'll do that in varying other ways. Like I will go shop for him and I will fold his clothes and like leave them on the bed. Like that's my version of that for him. But like when you're doing that, it's like, it is a love language. And again, Dave was here and a bunch of people are like, I hate love languages because I like all of them. Like give me all of them. But like food as a love language is like, it's a thing.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Like, there's nothing better than sharing, like, a really and I think that's been actually the hardship, like, losing weight and being healthier. I miss doing that, even though you could still do it with a healthy meal and stay on track. But sometimes the shit that's not good for you tastes better, you know? Like,
it's definitely true sometimes.
And thank you for saying that, because it's just true.
I mean, but, like, a switch that, like, there's minor switches you can make, you know? Like, pasta, I'm a huge pasta guy, too.
Me too.
I get the Bonza pasta, and I cook with the Bonza pasta.
Jackie was saying that the other day. She's like, did you try the protein pasta or the Bonza? Or was it Jackie or Katie? One of them. And I was like, I did it, but like it gave me gas. And then I'm like, we're sitting there trying to have like a romantic night. I'm like, this does not feel good in my stomach right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's
right?
The chickpeas. That's what
you gotta like get used to it.
There's other stuff though. There's protein pastas and you know stuff. You gotta try it out. But like, there's easy swaps I think you could make. That like it's not like okay, this is now healthy, but it's healthier,
right?
And you know it's doing a little bit more better for your body. But it's tough when you're a foodie.
It is, and he sort of missed out on that. But like he's working on a cookbook, and so like now we're basically like doing different recipes. And he was making caponata the other night, which was fucking delicious. It was like eggplant, sun-dried tomatoes, peppers, garlic, and like it melded overnight. And we had it last night with grilled chicken. And like it's healthy, right? It's grilled chicken and it's basically vegetables, a little bit of oil because you're sauteing or frying. The flavors were just so good, and I just sit there and I like just want to jump on them because I'm like, how did you fucking make this?
Yeah.
You know? So I love that. Getting ready for your wedding to sort of wrap up this part too, which is the Jackie Love piece. Like, what are you most looking forward to for like your wedding day and then just beyond?
I would say like initially, I mean, I can't wait to see her walk down the aisle. Like, I'm so excited.
You don't know what her dress looks like, do you?
No.
Okay,
and
good.
I've been she's like ready to kill me because I'm like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I want the first time like I interact with her that day to be when she walks down the aisle, which I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. We're still kind of like sorting through it.
Because sometimes if you take your pictures beforehand, like the first look.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing pictures before, and then we're not doing a first look.
Okay.
But she might want to do like the vows. I'm like, let's just do it the night before. Like, 'cause I really want like that day to be like the first time I see her is like when she comes down. But beyond that, I mean, I'm excited for our honeymoon to just disconnect from the world. Like I said, like I'm nonstop with work. Like,
where are you going?
Nonstop. St. Lucia. I'm pumped.
Oh my God. Jay and I, our original honeymoon was at St. Lucia, and then it got hurricaned and we ended up in Barbados. And I was just going to say too, Jay and I got married through the church on November 18th. And then because I wanted our whole reception and ceremony on the same day to be we got married at the Venetian in Clifton, New Jersey.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great spot.
It was fantastic. But you can't be Catholic and actually get married with a Catholic ceremony in not a church.
Yeah.
So we got married in the church the night before, which was like our rehearsal dinner.
Okay.
So our actual Catholic wedding anniversary is November 18th, but then we did it again in a ceremony format with our bridesmaids and all that at the Venetian, so that everything was the same day. So you could also do that too. Like, I don't know if are you doing like the full Catholic?
We're doing
vows?
that October 24th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're doing the separate too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm excited to see her like be the mother of my kids. You know, like that's the next step, I think, and just growing the
Even
family and
just listening to everything with your mom, your dad, and how you grew up. Like it's just very obvious. Like I can't wait to see what your kids look like.
we have some AI like sketches and they look pretty good.
Oh my God, not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. I love it. Okay, so and now again, speaking of Jackie, when I reached out to her, I'm like, all right, I need a little bit of help just to get me started because the lightning round is like a new thing that I do just because at the end of like talking about stuff that could get deep and whatever, it's just very quick, whatever first comes to you. She helped me with the first 5 of these.
How many is there?
There's 20, but they go quickly. I had Jay test them out last night. It was very funny. I did that with Dave's and Tony's too. I'm like, babe, I need you to roll through these.
Love it.
But yes, so Jackie helped. Just quick, whatever comes to mind. Chicken parm or steak?
Oh my God, she asked me this last night. Chicken parm, I'm gonna say.
Okay. Cold plunge or sauna?
Cold plunge.
Beach or mountains?
Oh shoot, I'm gonna say mountains.
Okay. Gorilla or lion?
Gorilla all day.
All right, this is my favorite one. Baby powder or chapstick?
Baby powder.
Oh, really?
I can't live without baby powder.
Even chapstick. You were very ferociously applying chapstick here.
Yeah, shit, that's a tough one. I use chapstick every day. Nah, not chapstick. I'm changing. I'm thinking of work. I can't like work without baby powder because you sweat.
Well, yeah, you know what
baby
though?
powder, everything.
Everywhere. And I told Jackie, I said Jay has a medicated powder that he loves that actually keeps the sweat away. I was gonna send her the link for you to surprise you. But anyways,
send it over.
All right, I will. I'll do that after. Date night out or cook at home?
Cook at home.
Appetizer or dessert?
Appetizer.
Front of the house or back of the house?
I love back of the house.
Okay.
I love where the action is.
Okay. Guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure song. DMX is my guy. I have a poster of him on my wall in my office. My team thinks I'm insane. Guilty pleasure song. I don't know if I have a guilty. Oh, you know what? Guilty pleasure song? 23 by Sam Hunt.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I would not guess that
No
one
one would
for
guess
you.
that, yeah.
Most important quality in staff that you hire at the restaurant?
Most important quality. Oh my God. I would say friendly.
Friendly, yeah. Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Celebrity crush?
Jessica Alba.
Really?
Love her.
Okay, that's a good one. Most missed part of being young?
No responsibilities.
Yeah, blissfully unaware of everything
Yeah.
that life's about to bring us.
Yeah.
Thing you're looking forward to most as you get older?
Seeing the impact expand and grow. Like I think for like ACE specifically, like a men's personal development, all that. Like I think there's going to be so many levels and tiers that help so many people.
Yeah.
So seeing
You
that
could already see it
legacy
happening.
grow.
Nice house or nice car?
House.
Burpees or running?
Running.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Biggest pet peeve in others?
Don't hold the door for you.
big
I
one.
really can't stand that. If you're finished with something, like not throwing it out. People littering, not signaling on the road.
Not returning your shopping cart like an asshole?
Oh, that drives me nuts.
know.
Like I want to punch them in the face.
I know. 'Cause it's always
Jackie, close the shower curtain.
There had to be one thing in there that is not wonderful. Or else it wouldn't be a real relationship. I already know the answer to this, but satisfied or always hungry for what's next?
Hungry, baby, always.
And what are you looking forward to most as a husband?
Being a father.
Yeah. Just starting the family.
Starting the family.
I can't wait to see all that. All right. I love that lightning round. And then as always, at the end of these, I just basically, like I said earlier, we all have a vision of what our life was going to be. And then life actually happens when you're 80 years old. And I just picked that randomly. Hopefully we all live to a lot more than 80, but it's like just the benchmark in our minds, I think. When you look back at your life, what is the thing you want to see most?
I want to see impact. I want to make sure that, people are benefiting from the fruits of my labor, and I want them to say, yeah, that guy did what he said he was going to do. Which
is that little paragraph I added to your intro after just getting to know you personally not that long ago, that you are a do what you say you're going to do guy.
Yeah, I put everything out there, and, it's just, I don't know, it's a curse and a blessing, I guess, because I don't stop until I get it. But, yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm authentically myself, and people, whatever age and whatever shape, color, size that you are, they look at me and they say, yeah, he is who he is.
And that translates from ace to people that you barely know to being a husband to being a father. So it just encompasses every part of your life.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I got to keep going.
Yeah, you're going to have work to do when you're 80 still, probably.
100%.
Right? Mm-hmm. This was a fantastic conversation. And I actually really love to, like I said, when I don't know you too well personally, like you really get to learn about each other when you're sitting here.
It's fun.
But thank you again, as always, to Claudio. Thank you for taking your time. And shout out to Dave, as always, for connecting people. Tell anybody who's watching, again, if they're catching part 2, where to find you.
Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, Sean.Degnan, A Sanctuary, the Sailhouse, Tarrytown, All-in-One Solutions, Commercial Cleaning, and SeanDegnan.com. And check out the Life Actually podcast with my girl, Mary Bell.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, follow the full journey on social media at the handle mary.bell.books. And if you have need for audio-visual content creation and recording services, Cayi Visions is located in Stamford, Connecticut, and can also be found on Instagram at CAYI Visions.